point in our lives, almost all of us have probably heard that we should feel grateful for what we have, and to have an attitude of gratitude helps us to feel happier. So one of the things that we've been discussing in class this week is that despite knowing this and being taught this, why do most of us actually find it so difficult to feel grateful inside and to appreciate what we have, even though we know in our hearts that we have probably so much more than most people in the world, yet we still struggle to feel that we do. So why is this? And so I'm going to share with you some of my beliefs on why this is, but feel free to comment below with your own as well. Now, I believe that the main reason for this is because from such a young age, we've been taught to live life conditionally. We've been taught that we're allowed to feel happy and feel good within ourselves, but only when X happens. For example, we've been taught that if we do well in our exams, then we're allowed to feel like we're successful inside. We're allowed to feel like we're intelligent, like we're smart. We're allowed to feel like we've got a successful future and a bright future ahead of us, and that we have opportunities to live a fantastic life. On the other hand, we're taught to also believe that if we don't do so well in our exams, then we're probably going to be limited in the opportunities we have, and we might end up making nothing of our lives. Now imagine that it's results day. And results day tend to happen in summer, so imagine that it's a beautiful sunny day outside and you've gone in and you've opened that envelope and looked at what you've got. Now imagine that you actually did amazingly well and you've got the results that you wanted. Now what does this mean? This means that you're going to go to the uni that you wanted to do, and it means that this evening you're going to have a celebration with all your friends and your family. You're going to be buzzing for the day. Everyone's going to congratulate you and you're going to feel really special, really talented inside, and you're going to be on a high. You're going to imagine that say it was the other way around. Sorry, I'm stumbling over my words now. Imagine that it was the other way around, okay? But imagine that when you opened that results letter, your heart sank. Imagine that you feel crushed because you didn't get what you wanted. And suddenly, even though it's a beautiful sunny day outside, you want to run away from the world. You want to hide under your bed and not let anyone see you. You want to sleep and imagine that this is just a nightmare and it's going to go away when you wake up. Suddenly, those same friends and family, you don't really want to talk to them. You're afraid of what to tell them. And you don't want to be around the friends who might have done really well and got into their first choice. And you feel broken inside and you're scared about your future. And you might feel humiliated or ashamed. So, the same people, the same weather outside, the same everything, but everything about how you felt inside yourself all depended on that one condition of what it said on that piece of paper. And you know, we develop this attitude and we train ourselves to be like this when we grow up and we're older as well. We only allow ourselves to feel wealthy if we've got X number of pounds in our bank account, or we've had a pay rise, or we've done well in our investments, or we've got that great car, or that great house, or that beautiful house that, you know, we measure our standards of living by. Otherwise, we feel poor inside. We only allow ourselves to feel love if someone asks us on a date, or we're in a relationship, or someone proposes to us. Then we feel like we're lovable. Then we feel like, you know, we're going to have a family and we're going to be cared for and looked after in this world. But otherwise, we might feel like if that doesn't happen, we're lonely, or we've missed the boat, or that there's something unlovable within us and we're not good enough. Even with our bodies, you know, we feel like if we feel like we're one of those people that gets lots of likes on our Instagram when we upload a picture of ourselves, then we might just start to feel like we're attractive. You know, if we get attention from those around us, then we start to feel like we've got a good figure and there's something about us that's beautiful. But on the other hand, if we don't fit that tiny mold of what society creates and labels as beautiful, which is so fake anyway and so subject to change, then we might run away from that image of ourselves in the mirror. We might find ourselves abusing our bodies and criticizing us internally, or starving ourselves, or whatever it is, to run away from what we look like because we don't believe that it's good enough or it's beautiful enough. And all of this comes from fear, it comes from a society that lives in a mindset of scarcity, where we feel like we have to compete with everyone around us to be better than them, to achieve more than them, so that we feel like we're enough. But really inside, we never feel like we're enough. We never deep down believe that there's enough wealth, enough opportunity out there for all of us to succeed. We don't believe that there's enough love out there for all of us to experience it. We never believe that there's enough because we've been trained to believe that there's never enough, and we've been trained to fight, to struggle, to hold on to things as if they're going to disappear, as if we're going to lose out if we don't have or achieve the same things as other people do by a certain age or a certain position in our lives. And one of the greatest things I've learned through yoga is that actually that fear is complete bullshit. The truth is that there is an abundance in the universe of absolutely everything. There are infinite opportunities to succeed. You have a mind and a soul that is so powerful, that can dream, can visualize, can think, that create and imagine and build so much in the world that is meaningful and successful. There is wealth everywhere. There is intelligence everywhere within you and outside you. And there are opportunities to grow and learn and develop and share your skills and shine everywhere. There is love everywhere because every single person has a heart. Love doesn't belong to one relationship or one person. That is so small. That is so tiny. That is such a tiny experience of love. Love is within us, within our own hearts, and within the hearts of everyone we see around us. All we've got to do is break down those barriers that separate me from you, for us to be able to feel that actually we're all the same inside and we're looking for the same thing, and we can connect with anyone on this planet the moment we choose to break down those barriers. But whilst we're trapped in that mindset that there's not enough, then we're trapped in a cage, and our moments of happiness are so tiny and so fleeting. And none of that wealth is accessible. None of those people are accessible to us. But when we start to open those doors and we start to trust and to love in the universe again, believe that the universe and life is our friend, that it's supporting us, that it wants us to grow, it wants us to succeed, and it wants us to be happy, and it wants that for each and every single one of us. Once we develop that mindset of abundance truly within ourselves, then doors open everywhere for us, and opportunities and people and experiences just flow to us in abundance, because we're not afraid anymore. We're not living in a mentality of lack and scarcity anymore. We're living in an abundant universe, and then we start to feel fulfilled. Then we start to relax and feel contentment within ourselves. Then we feel like we're living again. We're not just struggling to survive. So that change has to happen first of all within us. We have to break down those old ways of thinking and start to believe. It's no use saying that I'll believe it when I see it. So I'll believe that I'm wealthy when I see this money in my bank account. I'll believe I'm lovable when someone invites me on a date. That is not the way to do it, and that never works. It has to happen the other way around. You have to believe it first, and then the universe will mirror your beliefs. It will draw to you the resources that you need to succeed and the people that you're meant to connect with. Once you believe it within yourself, once you free your mind and you free your heart, then the world opens, and then you start to see life as a blessing again. You see each moment and experience as a blessing, and you're able to say thank you. So many more things. You're able to appreciate and to enjoy all the beauty that surrounds you when you soften those conditions that you can only feel happy in this tiny little space. Be kinder to yourself. Let yourself feel happy and successful even when you make a loss. Can you imagine that? Even when you lose an investment, for example, can you still find it within yourself to feel successful within yourself? Then you've won. Then you start to feel what real wealth is, real happiness is, and everything is precious around you. So I'm going to stop rambling now, but let me know what you think of those thoughts. Let me know whether you resonated with that. Let me know whether you agreed with any of it, what stood out to you the most. And if you felt like this helped you in any way, then please share it with someone else. Please tag someone else who needs to hear this, or please share this video, because ultimately I started teaching yoga because it changed my mindset and therefore changed my life. I love my poses, but it wasn't just about being able to do cool poses on the mat. It was about changing my life. And it was those things, these thoughts, these moments of realization that I carry within me every day that have helped me so much. And I want to help all those people out there who are suffering like I once was, and how I do sometimes still today, but yoga pulls me out. We have people who are suffering from mental health problems all over the world. People who are suffering because they don't feel like they're confident. They don't feel like they have love within themselves. They don't feel like they're lovable again. So helping to change our mindset is the first step to be able to change how we think and how we feel about ourselves. So please, please, please help to spread this message if you found it useful. And I'll be uploading more things soon, so keep watching this space. Thank you. Good night.